Hello everyone and welcome back to the paint studio, and today we're painting a beholder, and this is an official Dungeons & Dragons miniature, not one of my 3D prints today. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone who was looking forward to seeing one of our miniatures, but I show them off enough in our supporting videos. I figure I can give some love to some of the other creations out there. Now these official minis are pretty solid material, very nicely made, and you can find them in a lot of hobby shops. I'll list the name, product, and link and description in the video description, so y'all can find these yourself. We bought these from our local Tower of Games, which we will also link in the description below. They are a great hobby shop for those that are in the into the miniature painting or wargaming or D&D or pretty much any of that stuff. Great stores. Got one location here in South Florida. It's a wonderful place. We're super happy that they came here. Trust me, we didn't have a whole lot of places like that until then, so it's a very welcome thing. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and base the beholder here in a dark purple. I believe this is Alien Purple. This is Army Painter Speed Paint. And I'm going to apply a nice thick coat over some of the areas. And other areas we're not going to apply it so thick because we want to leave kind of like highlight zones. And that'll give me like a pathway for when I'm doing my dry brushing later as to where I want the lighter colors to be. Anyway, we'll come back in a moment when the basing is done, and we'll move on to the next step. Now that we're done with the basing, we can start adding Skeleton Bone, also an Army Painter paint. This is part of their air line, but I'm using it with a brush because I simply like the fact that it's just watered down already. I'm going to apply that to all the areas that I want to either A, cover up mistakes, which is why I said I'm not really concerned with mistakes, or B, I want to use it to brighten up some of the spots that just got a little too dark during the priming process, or maybe you have a little too much of a deep shadow, and the color I'm going to use on them doesn't really go well over black. So any of the deep, dark black bits on those little scales there aren't going to really show that color at all. And I also want the yellow on the eyeballs to kind of pop out a little bit more, so I'm going to paint those this Skeleton Bone color as well, just to ensure that they pop out a bit more. And the Skeleton Bone color, the reason I use that a lot as a masking tool and also a prep tool there, is because it's a nice neutral color. It's like this khaki brown, light tan brown color almost, with a bit of yellow in it that just honestly just goes really well. It goes on well, it coats it nice evenly over the areas, and you can cover over it really well. It works well for like paper, cloth, clothing, anything you want to age. You want to make a sword or weapon look older. It's a wonderful thing to put underneath, and then you can kind of layer up your colors to create that effect. So that is something to consider when you want to do something like masking or things like that. So it's one of the reasons why I use that color for that purpose, and it works really well because, like I said, it's a neutral color. It's nice and light, and it gives you a nice pathway to apply the other colors or washes on top of it, however you're going to paint your miniature. Anyway, we'll be back in a moment with the next part of this process, and we'll move right on. Okay, unfortunately, I did actually have an issue where the camera did not record the footage of me doing the first coat of dry brushing over the beholder, and so I did not actually get that footage. I apologize. However, we are not technically done with the dry brushing. I'm going to add a few details like the pupils in the eyes, and then we're going to go back over with an additional coat of dry brushing, which is going to be a slightly different shade of color. We started with a pink, purple with white, and the second coat of dry brushing is going to have a drop of yellow in it to give a little bit of warmer light on the edges of the model. Like I said, I'm just going to add the pupils and a little couple details there, and then we're going to do the additional dry brushing steps. Then I'm going to dry brush the base area, the little dirt there that's at the bottom, which we've already lightened with one stage of white. And then I will go over that again with again, we're going to use a little bit of yellow in the dry brush with the white as well, because we're trying to get a little bit of warmth into that color. And then we will be right back and show you the finished model. And there we go. That is pretty much our finished little beholder there. And I think he came out pretty good. I mean, I'm no master painter here, but I think some speed paints and some dry brushing definitely get you some great results on these miniatures. If you guys want to see more videos like these where we paint up some cool miniatures, either of our own or other guys' stuff, let us know in the comments what you think of the video. I'm also going to start recording my other artists doing some of this stuff, so we'll see you all real soon.